Visible and audible? Let me know in the chat. Okay. So thank you everyone for joining. We are officially starting with Flutter Festival today, and it is our introductory event. So let me first introduce myself. I am Akansha Jain, and I am a GDSC SRCASW lead and also a Flutter Festival facilitator. So let's just start with the session. Okay, so before starting, till the time people are still joining, let us start with an icebreaker session. And let me share the screen also. So just go on to slido.com and use this code, and I will start the poll. I hope the screen is visible. Okay, so let's start with an icebreaker question. So, in one word, how would you describe your month of February? Let me know on slido.com and use the code 049132. Let me also put it in the chat. Valentine. Okay. Offline classes. Exhausting. Yeah. Offline classes are exhausting for me also now. जोश जोश में तो लगा था कि हाँ होना चाहिए, बट ठीक है, अब मन भर गया ऑफलाइन क्लासेस से. मेरा मन भर चुका है. Thrilling. Okay. Valentine. One more minute and then we will go to the next question. Just go to slido.com and use this code. Okay, so let's move to the next one. So in one word, describe your weekend so far. How was your weekend? What did you do? Just describe your weekend. Okay, sleepy, exhausting, boring, productive. Yeah, it was short. At home, GDSC, wow. Okay, relaxing, nice. GDSC, wow, was in the last weekend, right? So it should be GDSC SRCSW. We are having a Flutter event today, right? So it should be GDSC SRCSW. In 1 minute, I'll close this poll and then we will move forward. Excited for Flutter? Okay, nice. Someone wrote GDSC SRCAS. It's GDSC SRCASW. It's good to see that it was relaxing for you because it was exhausting for me. So we have 25 people and only 10 people have answered. So those who have just joined, we are doing an icebreaker thing and you can also take part. You can just go to slido.com and use this code 049132. And this is the last icebreaker question. We will be officially starting with the next thing after this. Okay, so let's just move forward. Okay. So before starting, let's see a video so that you can get an idea about what is Flutter and why we are learning Flutter. Okay, let me start. Is the video audible? Let me know in the chat. Okay, okay, thank you. Let me start it again. Okay, okay, wait. I think we were there, right? Okay. Let me know in the chat how was the video. Did you got any idea of Flutter or anything? Or how was the video? Was it nice or okay? Amazing. Good. Okay. Okay, so let's move forward. So first, let's understand what is Flutter. Okay. Flutter is an open source UI software development kit created by Google. And also, please carefully, listen to what I'm saying because at the end we have something for you. Okay. So just carefully listen to it. Okay, so let me start again. What is Flutter? Flutter is an open source UI software development kit created by Google. It is used to develop cross-platform applications for Android, iOS, Linux, Mac OS, Windows, Google Fuchsia, and the web from a single code base. Yes, you heard it right. From a single code base, you can develop cross-platform applications for all what I said: Android, iOS, Linux, Mac OS, Windows, everything. It was first described in 2015. Let me tell you again. It was first described in 2015, but it was released in May 2017. It was described in 2015 and released in 2017. So, Flutter is an open source framework by Google for building beautiful, natively compiled, multi platform applications from a single code base. Flutter has transformed the app development process. Now you can build, test, and deploy beautiful mobile, web, desktop, and embedded apps from a single code base. It is an open source framework by Google for building beautiful, natively compiled, as I said. And to put it in a few words, it allows you to create a native mobile application with only one code base. This means that you can use only one programming language and one code base to create two different apps for both iOS and Android. It consists of two important parts. The first one is SDK. What is SDK? It is software development kit, a collection of tools that are going to help you develop your applications. Let me put it again. What is an SDK? SDK is a software development kit It is a collection of tools that are going to help you develop your applications. This includes tools to compile your code into native machine code, code for iOS and Android. When I say native machine code, I'm talking about both the code for iOS and Android. And the second thing we need for Flutter is a framework. What is a framework? It is a user interface library based on widgets, a collection of reusable user interface elements like buttons, text, inputs, sliders, and so on that you can personalize according to your own needs. So to develop with Flutter, you will use a programming language called Dart. The language Dart was created by Google in October 2011, but it was improved a lot over the years. So, as I said, Flutter was described in 2015 and was released in 2017, but Dart was way back earlier than Flutter. We used Dart for Flutter. Flutter is a UI framework, and Dart is a language that we will be using for Flutter. I hope I'm clear till now. If you want anything to repeat, then let me know. Clear till here? Okay. So this is what you achieve with Flutter. Okay. You can develop a native app for each device and maintain several projects earlier. Okay. As you can see in the left picture, you can develop a native app for each device and maintain several projects. There was no single code base. But in the right picture, you can see that you can use a unique framework like Flutter, PhoneGap, Adobe Air, Accelerator, and maintain only one project. And that's way more easier than, maintaining several projects. Okay. So, as I said, Flutter has transformed the app development process. You can now develop, test, and deploy beautiful mobile, web, desktop, and embedded apps from a single code base. As you can see, Flutter has a support for both for iOS, Android, web, Windows, Mac OS, Linux, and embedded systems as well from a single code base. Okay, so when you build apps on Flutter, you use the Dart language, which allows for fast apps on any platform. There are three things that make Dart unique. Dart is great for writing user interface. The Dart team has spent the last couple of years working with the Flutter team on making it even easier to write great Flutter apps. Second thing is Dart is productive. The Dart virtual machine powers hot reload that lets you make changes to your code and instantly see the effect in a running app and compiled directly to native code to provide fantastic performance for developed apps, for deployed apps. And the third thing is Dart is fast on mobile, desktop, web, and the server. Okay, so let me repeat it again. There are three things that makes Dart unique. The first thing is Dart is great for writing user interface. Second is Dart is productive, and third is Dart is fast. So let's talk about Flutter's foundational pillars. At its core, Flutter is built to be first is fast that is compiling your source to machine code. Second, productive. That is, it hot reloads to increase efficiency. I will talk about hot reload in the next session, but let's just take it in key what I'm saying. Okay. So the first thing is fast. It is fast. Then second is productive. The third thing is it is beautiful. That is, you can express your brand at the front end. Then third thing is open. So the fourth thing is open. Open, that is, you can join a global community of developers. And the fifth thing is portable, that is, it ships wherever you need it to be. So let's understand them one by one. Let's first talk about beautiful. Firstly, Flutter enables you to build beautiful apps. Flutter provides a rich palette of tools that gives you control over every pixel on the screen. Designers never again have to compromise on their vision. Flutter includes a full set of widgets that deliver pixel perfect experiences across devices. and it enables the ultimate realization of material design. Whether you are building a highly tailored, branded experience or a native iPhone app, you will find Flutter provides everything you need to find a beautiful, award winning interface. Next thing is fast. Flutter is fast. It's powered by the Blazing Speed Skia 2D graphics engine, which enables hardware accelerated graphics. From the start, we architected Flutter to be able to support glitch free, junk free graphics at the native speed of your display. Flutter code is compiled to native machine code. Your finished application code doesn't go through a virtual machine or a JavaScript interpreter. The next thing is Flutter is productive. Flutter introduces a revolutionary new capability for developers and designers to iterate on their apps in real time. We call this stateful hot reload, and it enables you to change the code of your app and see the changes in real time without having to restart the app or get back to the screen you were on. Stateful hot reload transforms the way you build an app, and developers who use it say it make them up to 3 times more productive. Finally, Flutter is open. Flutter is free and open source, and it can be used by any of you. Okay, so now let's take a look at how the tech stack actually works. Flutter moves the widgets, rendering, animation, and gestures into the app. So the developer has total control over them. This is all part of the Flutter framework, which uses the Dart language. Also, instead of utilizing WebView or relying on the device's OEM widgets, Flutter renders every view component using our own high performance rendering engine built in C++. Skia uses the GPU when available. Any Dart code is AOT compiled to native code during compilation. You have control over almost everything, which is in the Flutter framework. This includes things like Flutter app is composed of widgets, stateless or stateful, and we will be talking about in the future sessions what is stateful widget and what is stateless widget. These widgets are rendered onto a Skia canvas and sent to the platform. The platform shows the canvas and sends events back. Underlying tech to make it run. This is not important for your usage of Flutter, but interesting when you compare how it runs on different targets like web. Engine layer is mostly C++, but there is some Objective-C and Java for each platform too, and a little Dart. So I hope this much is clear. So now let's talk about Dart. When you build apps on Flutter, you use the Dart language, which allows for fast apps on any platform. There are 3 things that make Dart unique. As I said earlier, also, it is great for writing UI, it is productive, and it is fast on mobile, desktop, web, and the server. So now, why Flutter? Why Dart? So LinkedIn data says that Flutter is the fastest growing skill among software engineers. It is one of the top 15 GitHub repos, and it is used by brands around the world for apps with hundreds of millions of users. Let me show you where we use Flutter and which company uses Flutter and what not. I hope my screen is visible, and let me share this link with you also on the chat so that you can access it later. As you can see that there are some featured stories. New Bank use Flutter, okay. Uh, Wallace, Toyota, Tencent, Supernova, ठीक है, US Department of Veterans Affairs, Stadia, Rive, all these uses Flutter as their underlying framework, okay. So Dream 11, BMW, Google Pay, we all use it in our day-to-day life. Google Pay is also developed on Flutter only. Alibaba Group, all these are developed on Flutter itself. Now let's move on to the what we were studying. Okay. So let's talk about Firebase. Google Firebase is a Google backend application development software that enables developers to develop iOS. Okay. So Google Firebase is a Google backend application development software that enables developers to develop iOS, Android, and web apps. It was originally an independent company founded in 2011. In 2014, Google acquired the platform and it is now their flagship offering for app development. Firebase with Flutter, one of the best combinations that you have ever came across. With Firebase, you can implement many services in your Flutter application. Like, let's first talk about real-time database. It lets you store and sync data between your users in real time. For example, enter something here and fetch it the next second. So that is much easier when you use Flutter with a real-time database. Then second thing we have is cloud storage. It lets us store the users to store files in the cloud. For example, if you want to store some data and want to share it with your friends or family, you can do it with security and anybody without any access won't be able to see it. Interesting, right? So the third thing is authentication. You can use many authentication services like local email sign-in, Google sign-in, Apple sign-in, Microsoft sign-in, Twitter sign-in, phone number verification, and many more. And there are many more services like Firebase cloud messaging, crash reporting, machine learning, remote configuration, and hosting your static files are also available. And we will be looking the integration of Flutter with Firebase in the upcoming sessions. So that was all from my side. Now you are all set to build beautiful apps for every platform. And if you wish to learn Flutter, I will share some resources in the Discord. So do join it. And I will also put the link of our Discord channel in the chat also. Okay. And also do join the WhatsApp group as well so that you don't miss anything. And I will be doing another session on 8th of March, and in which we will be learning the complete installation of Flutter, how to run Flutter apps on your physical devices, as most of you won't be able to download Android Studio. And if you are able to download Android Studio, then it will be difficult for you to use the emulator on the same if you have 4 GB of RAM. Then we will also be learning about some basic concepts of Flutter, and we will also be building our first application. So I recommend you to do join it as well. And this is not the end. As we promised that we will be having a thrilling activity at the end. So to check your understanding of today's session, let's do a quick quiz. Okay. So go to this joinmyquiz.com. Okay. And I'll put the link also in the chat and enter the code 198442. Quiz.com. Let me share it in the chat. Let me know if you are able to join. Use the code 198442. I wanted to keep the session short because this is a weekend and most of you are busy. You can write any name as you wish. I'll wait one more minute and then we will start. 16 people have already joined. I'll start in 30 seconds. It's fine अगर कोड नहीं मांगा and you have joined directly. Okay, so let's start, okay? Dart is four, three, two, one. Okay, Sahil is on the first. Let's move on to the next question. So Dart is an object-oriented programming language. When was Flutter released? Let's see how many of you were actually listening to me. Three, two, one. Sahil is still leading. So when was Flutter released? In May 2017. And it was described in 2015. Flutter was released by, ये तो सबको ही पता होगा. Now Kartavya is leading the board. Flutter was released by Google. Who said Microsoft? Flutter is not released by Microsoft. It was released by Google. What is Flutter? Come on, ये तो पता ही होगा. Kartavya is still leading the board. Flutter is Google's portable UI toolkit for crafting beautiful natively compiled applications. SDK stands for I told you, SDK stands for? Now Sahil is leading the board. SDK stands for Software Development Kit and not Standard Development Kit. Google Ads was developed using. Someone wrote in the chat that Google Ads was developed using what? More seconds. Oh, Kartavya is leading the board. Flutter, yeah, not Kotlin, it's Flutter. Google Ads was developed using Flutter. What is the fifth Flutter foundational pillar apart from fast, productive, portable, beautiful? What else? I told you, there are 5 Flutter's foundational pillar. So what are those? "30 seconds left." "10 seconds." "1, 0." The fifth foundational pillar is open. It's open source, right? Kartavya is still leading the board. The fifth foundational pillar is open. Flutter is open source and can be accessible to all. The last question. Flutter is cross-platform, true or false? Most of the people have answered, so I'll end this question in 10 seconds. I'm ending the question. Now let's see who is leading the leaderboard. Sahil is leading the leaderboard. Okay, congratulations, Sahil. But we are not giving anything. Okay, so I hope you must have enjoyed the session. And if you have anything to ask, then let me know. And we will be doing a session on 8th, and we will be developing our first app in that session. Okay. If you want to ask anything about Flutter, then do let me know. Otherwise, we will end the session. And thank you so much for joining. There are many resources available. Yes, you can start from here also. And I'll be sharing code labs in the next session. You can start from there itself. And we will be building our first application also in the next session. No, there are no attendance. The next session is on 8th of March. Do join the Discord and WhatsApp group. I'll be updating there. I will put the link again. I'll share the link in the Discord channel only. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Bye. Take care and have a great weekend. I'll share my LinkedIn after the session. And this session will be available on YouTube also, GDSC SRCASW YouTube channel. If you want to see it again, you can. Thank you, everyone. I'll end the meeting now. Bye. Take care. Have a great weekend. Bye.